Anne from Game Like a Mother. Today I'm going to show you how to play Hengist by Lookout Games. It's ages 7 and up, 2 players, and it takes about 20 minutes. Let me show you how to play. Okay, this is what your game setup looks like. You get your keel boat and put your raiding parties in it. All the little guys are in there. You set up the 3 boards. These are face down. And over the course of the game, you're going to take turns flipping them up and seeing the secret paths to the gold at the villages, but it is a super secret right now, so don't look at it. You set up 4 things of gold at the end of each, and it starts with the highest number down to the lowest, because odds are you're more likely on the side with 3 of these colors to get to a more expensive one, and the ones that only take 2 cards are less expensive. So you do that separately for each one, and then you set aside 3 more boards and another 12 pieces of gold. Once these run out and the ship moves off for the final on the last board, that's when the game ends, and whoever has the most gold is the winner. Each player is dealt 3 cards from the deck, and you take turns. So the first player would go, let's say it's blue, and he would choose to place 2 down on the beach. So I'm going to start out by saying you're probably going to want to have a few house rules for this game, and one of our house rules is you can't put all 3 of your armies on your raiding parties on the same area on the beach, or this is called the hinterland, because it completely blocks it for the other player. So we do it where you can just put up to 2 on a spot. A key thing for each round is you can only move each of your raiding parties once. So you've moved these 2. These are blue's cards. If he wanted to move up to here, he'd have to play a card to do it. This is either green or brown, not both. Blue, and then these ones are wild cards. But he's already moved these guys, so he can't move them another time this round. You get to draw 2 cards every turn. If you get additional guys up in the hinterland, you get to draw an extra card per raiding party up here. So max of 5 cards, but you just would get 2 cards this turn. So he gets another 2, and now it's this guy's turn. The boat hasn't moved. He gets to move 1 guy here, and now that's all he can do this turn, even though he has a purple that can move up. If he wants to move the boat along, the wild cards have several functions. They can be used as any color along here when you're playing, or they can be used to unveil the secret paths up to the villages. So he could flip this over, not let blue see, and say, aha, I've played my card into the discard pile. I now know what this is. The boat can move forward. He can place his other 1 or 2 guys. Maybe we'll say he just placed 1. And this is flipped over so the other person can't see it. And we put a red on there because that shows that he has seen it. He can look at this whenever he wants. And then once the other player has gotten up here and gotten some treasure, then you just have it flipped over and you don't have to deal with that anymore. And everyone just gets to see it whenever they want. So that was his turn. He gets to draw. He has 2 on the shore. He gets to draw an extra 2 cards. So this person's turn, blue's turn, he does not have any purples, but he has a wild. So he can play the wild. The ship moves up immediately, and he can move 1 person up to the hinterland and get another guy off the boat. This person can't be moved because he does not have another purple or a wild, and he can't go up because he's already moved this guy once. This guy's moved once as well. Another house rule that I highly recommend, you can get stuck a bit in this game, and where you just don't draw a purple, and this guy's back here. Maybe it's part of the game, but it is frustrating to be stuck and to not be able to do anything. So house rule, we play that you can discard 3 cards to equal a wild, and it doesn't make the ship move forward like a wild does, but he could play those 3 cards as a purple and move up here. And then that would be the end of his turn. He moved all 3 of his armies, and he would get to collect 2 cards plus another 2 because he has 2 armies in the hinterlands. Okay, let's skip ahead a little bit. Red took his turn, moved up, was able to play a brown card to move from the beach up to this hinterland with this piece. Now I'm going to show you what raiding looks like. So blue is ready to raid. He is going to play a blue card and a brown card and follow this path. He doesn't know where it goes. He's hoping for the best. Plays them in the discard pile. Because red's already gotten to see it, he just flips this over and you put this off to the side. Follow this and it goes up to here. So he gets to collect that gold. And he's going to go ahead and collect another treasure. He's going to play blue and use this as a green, a wild. So immediately the ship moves along. He played a wild. And he sends the other guy up here and collects the treasure. And then you just come back to the hinterland each time. And he can't move this guy because he doesn't have a blue and he doesn't have enough cards. So that's the end of his turn. He's done all the moves he can do. And he collects 4 cards for that. And you continue doing that. They can move along. They try to move along here. You can see the paths that connect. You can collect more gold and you can move back to the beach. If you're by the boat, it doesn't cost any cards to move in and out of the boat. So if this person wanted to get back in the boat, red could pay a blue to get over here and hop back in and keep on going. If he wanted to, it never costs anything, but it's a turn. So if he takes it a turn to move over here, he can't move back into the boat that turn. He has to wait till the next turn to hop back in. Eventually, the boat, play a couple more wilds, and the boat gets here, and you start to see where people are your armies are getting left behind. And what ultimately happens is if a wild is placed, everyone here, if they haven't managed to move along up to the next piece of the board, is lost. They're lost at sea, treasure collected, too bad, it's gone. So this is discarded, this is discarded, and you take the board, flip it over, and move it here to the end. And yeah, it's a little bit of a thing to have all the pieces stay where they're supposed to. And then you bring them back around. And this is where you lay out another one of these without looking at it, because that's your secret passageways. And 4 at random monies. It is difficult at times to tell the 9 from the 6s. The easiest thing is they show the number of pieces of gold that is on there. So if it looks really full of gold, that's the 9. The 6s, see, it's less. So you can tell the difference if that's tricky. So you keep on moving your guys along. If you want to get them back in the boat, so it's all the way up here, on your next turn, if it's blue's turn next, they can pay any card, one of any card, into the discard pile to put one of their armies back in the boat, or put a new army in the boat, and then do the same thing, any color, back in here. And then that's it for that turn. On the next turn, they can put them on the shore. And then on the next turn, they can get them up to the hinterland. And then the next turn, they can start raiding again. So it is very time consuming if they get left behind to get them back in the boat and back out here to start raiding again. All right, let me show you what game end looks like. Team Blue has been doing really well. Red has been struggling a bit. He still has guys in the boat. And so let's say it's Blue's turn. He's gonna play 2, have this brown and a purple. He's gonna go along here and see where that goes. Oh, it goes straight ahead. Don't show red. And he comes back. In theory, they probably would have both seen this already, so maybe it's okay. Red, you can see it. It's already been revealed, and this would have been revealed as well because it's all gone. And so at this point, if he plays a green and a wild, he wants this game to end because he's doing really well. Green and a wild to get here. He collects that. He pillages. The boat moves forward one because he played a wild. And then if he wants to play another wild and uses this as a gray, he can look here and see where this goes. Whoop, it went over here. He collects the treasure. The boat goes off the end, and there are no more, there's no more gold or any more pieces to put back out. So that is game end, even though all the treasure has not been collected. As you can see, blue was the biggest winner here, and red did not collect as much gold, so they did not win. So that's how to play Hengist. It's sort of like Ticket to Ride meets Pillaging Vikings with a board that moves along with you. So very interesting game concept. Check it out. Thanks and see you next time from Game Like a Mother.